Woo. I started to guess the little, whoa. It is heavy up here. You can, woo. Woo. Oh. Oh. No. I'm just resting in chair number 1. Wow. We could have a lot of fun here. Let me just start by sharing a couple of fun stories, because we were in Bangkok, Thailand, and it was one of those meetings where it was definitely not this atmosphere. The Thai people can be very formal. And I kind of a struggle. I was trying to connect with them. This is a couple of years ago. We had about 500 leaders. And I knew there was a prominent businessman sitting up front. And a lot of the people have told me he's one of the wealthiest men in Thailand and everything else. But when he kind of came in, there was like an intimidation over the people. And but I tried to tell some jokes, and nobody laughed, and they didn't understand my Norwegian humor. So finally I said, okay, if you guys don't soften up, I'm going to go and give you a sloppy wet kiss. And they thought I was joking. So the guy that everybody knew, is kind of a Zacchaeus in the room. I mean, I jumped down from the stage, walked right towards him, gave him a sloppy wet kiss, this wealthy businessman. The guy went on the floor. And then his wife, and then his daughter and son-in-law. So afterwards, the presence, I mean, everybody broke into laughter. And the people just got drunk there. But I just want you to take risk can be good, because afterwards, this wealthy businessman, my wife has some beautiful jewelry as memory stones from that trip. But also when the limousine came the next day and I got upgraded to a junior suite in a 5-star hotel. And the next month, before you know it, from government official and anywhere else, this guy was going to bring it because he had an encounter with the Father's love. And then my friend Lance Wallner and I, we were in Philippines, and there's about 54 top leaders on an island. And in this meeting also was one of those, the guy that was the most intimidating. And I just have this, but you tried to talk to him, and you could see everybody else in the room, including the top bishops, national leaders. They were just like, when this guy was around, it was hard to be open. So I knew that he was kind of the person. So it was the same thing. I started to get attracted to him. It's almost like it says, kiss me on his forehead. It's like, and I want you to know, I'm Norwegian. I normally don't do those things. Actually, the first time it happened, I kissed somebody public in a meeting was after I'd been with Bill and Randy in Southampton, England. And Bill left that afternoon, on that Saturday, and Randy, we were in Central Hall in Southampton. Anyway, so they said, you take over, Leif. And that evening, I had a British guy that came up to me and said, would you pray for me? And he had suit and tie, and I was about to pray for him. Oh, that's enough, thanks. And he just hurried off. And I just had this little whisper of the dove. I said, tonight just give everybody a kiss. And it's true. Until 2:30 that morning, Bill, all of the people there kissed over 800 Brits there in Southampton. 8 bottles of water. But remember, I had this whole season where I didn't have the dove. So I've learned that if the dove says something, I'm going to do it. But anyway, so this started, so in the, Kevin, he's ready. I have my wife here, so I want you to know I'm safe, guys. I am married. Have been married, happily married for 25 years. But if you met me in 1999 and you came to hug me, it would be like hugging a tree stump. I mean, my wife knows. We sat in a meeting and she tried to lean towards me. I leaned in the opposite direction. I mean, I had so many love deficiencies. So God has a good sense of humor after he gave me a sloppy wet kiss in year 2000. and just immersed me in his love. And I became a little boy with a big papa. And something just changed in the very nature. So anyway, we were in the Philippines with his 54 leaders. And this guy, because he doesn't mind me saying it public, but he is 72 years old. His name is Ramon Rosa. And he was like a right-hand man of President Marcos. At the age of 30, he became the president of the city bank. And 35, he owned his own bank. When he became a Christian, he's the one that brought Benny Hinn and Moro Sorolla. He brought everybody to the nation. So people knew who this guy was. And here he is at the age of 72. And he sat right across, 72 years old. And it was just one look. And Papa says, I just want you to see him the way that I see him. So I just stared at him like this. And I'm just... And the people that was in the room, suddenly something changed. Little, his face glowed. And he said, Baba. When that came out, his whole countenance changed. And he had an encounter when he was 12 years old. And he stopped receiving love when he was 12 years old. He came home. His father had all these medallions and everything else. And he came home there. And he had like a 99 on the score. And the father just rebuked him because he didn't get a 100. And at that moment, he became, with a major orphan spirit, he became an achiever. He's going to climb the top of every mountain. And something changed with him. So even when the typhoon hit a year later, he has 2 television stations all over the nation. He said, go and tell them about Papa's love. Because the prophet had talked about this is the judgment of God. And now I have national television. And every single day we came to his home, beautiful, beautiful home. And he visited our home also in Atlanta. And he just gathered, here's the head of the Senate. And here's this person and that. Tell them about Papa's love. And this just gave me a platform for all these bishops and leaders for them to have an encounter. Just how crazy Papa God is about you. And how much he loves you. And how much he likes you. And delights in you. So some other thing. And one of my funny story was just in a meeting last year. Actually 2 years ago now. Where we're going to meet with the prime minister of a nation in the Middle East. And the top Muslim leader, they brought me into an office beforehand to give me the protocol of what was going to happen in this meeting. And then he said, I want you to know, in this meeting, do not kiss me. so it's like, you do not even touch them. But in one meeting, I just got so excited with this guy with a long beard. I jumped up and I gave him a sloppy wet kiss. And you get killed for that. So anyway, don't get near me. It is very, very dangerous. You can get a sloppy wet kiss from Papa. And I think it happened to you in Norway, didn't it? Whoa. So anyway, it's amazing what a kiss can do. Sometimes just one look from Papa God can change everything. But another time it's just one little kiss that can change everything for somebody. And Ramona Rosa today has opened up these doors all over the world. It's just favor that is taking place as he had an encounter with love.